to consideration of, it's 4E, and it's consideration of garbage truck replacement options. Do we not have a committee?
2 years ago, we proposed a outsourcing of the garbage process. We received some bids back at that time, and at that time, you might see what I've done is I've given you a new copy of the consideration figures. The ones for outsourcing of the service are based upon the results from that process. The ones you see for the city are now based upon the results of the financial arrangements that were proposed by Elliott in their packet to replace a truck. There's a couple of different options offered on that side, as we did offer a couple of different options on how we would possibly purchase it. So now with that said, I'm asking the council what the next step they want to do is. Do they want to move forward with, if we were to consider outsourcing, we would have to go back up with the bid process on outsourcing. If you want to move forward with the purchase of the truck, well, we have, the bid process was just completed on that process, and we have to make a determination on those as well. So my question to you is which one of those two tracks we now want to look forward to. You have the numbers in front of you. As far as a comparison of the cost structure for both activities.
Well, I guess my question here is, you said these are 2-year-old figures here for outsourcing recycling here. Mm-hmm. How current they would be. I can't, in good conscience, I can't look at this without knowing, are they, how viable are they? So I was just curious whether, if you had a chance to look at these at all, or what, have you looked at any of these figures here that was presented last time, or
his figures as far as
how accurate they are today?
For the bid I put in?
Yes.
Well, first of all, to be perfectly honest, our computer system went down a couple months ago. We lost everything. So the bids I turned in, I mean, you guys have them, but I don't, so I don't know what they say. I got a pretty good idea what they say, but we'd be pretty close. I mean, fuel's higher than it was 2 years ago. We're talking about the whole Howard Center deal, taking it to Carroll. But I'd say we're going to be pretty close.
Well, the fuel would be higher for us too. So.
Right.
As I look at the, comparison of the two sides, under city service, if irregardless if we outsource or keep it in-house, we still, the city still has to pick up the accounts payable, accounts receivable, the customer service, county assessment, and then we'd have to address the special pickup and cleanup week. Plus, we would have the control over the situation in the event that, things, the unforeseen things that come up, we would have control over managing our own destiny and those types of things. But, as far as, let's say, the work that the office does, that there is a good share of the service that we're offering, and then if we outsource it, we're giving sure we're having them do the work itself, but a good share of the administrative costs are still borne by us. So I think that's something that has to heavily, weigh into the decision.
Well, according to the way the figures that we have here, it looks like there's about $1,000 a month income here from outsourcing, according to these figures that we have versus, borrowing the whole thing over on the other side out of the city. And that's, I had the same question, Joe, but it looked like that would help cover some of those costs. My question here for this other side of the issue is, funding it through a gift from the gas department, I guess, you know, the gas department has been very successful over the years. And my question, okay, now is, for example, I put in a heat pump, so my gas usage has really significantly dropped. We have people in town that are all electric. Well, their gas usage is, you know, non-existent. We have people in town with ground source. Well, you know, their gas use is, you know, next to nothing too. So I have an issue here with using the gas fund to support the garbage fund for this truck, because then we're not having everybody, you know, not everybody's involved with the gas because of their different ways that they heat their homes. So in effect, we're penalizing the people that use gas to support the garbage. And I think that gas fund should be set by itself, and it should only be used for what, you know, that money was raised for, which is to pay the gas bill. And have that benefit, you know, if we need that money, like you were telling me one time, Adam, here a couple months ago, we're required to have a lot of cash in there to buy the gas, you know, in the summertime, and, you know, whatever. But to keep using it as a piggy bank, I have a problem with that.
That's the way it was set up there.
Well, Jim, I'm just telling you that, you know, if we're setting that gas fund up as a piggy bank for the community,
That's the way it was set up.
then I think we should, you know, I'd be happy to look at that some other time. I'm just telling you that I have a problem with using that gas fund as a community piggy bank, because we're not having everybody anymore use gas.
That's their choice.
Oh, I agree.
That's their choice.
And I just,
I mean, I think we got two separate issues here first.
What's to say, fetching into the future, 2 years from now, electricity rates, something happens, they increase 20% or whatever, gas rates stay about what they are.
you could use the opposite scenario. Gas could double, and electricity, we don't know.
Yeah.
You can give any scenario. Let's stick to
Well,
what's here.
and what Jim said years ago in the 60s when this was voted on, that was the intent. And the gas department, you're right, it's been successful. Building we're setting in, equipment, different things, all sorts of things. It is helping. You're somewhat right, as a piggy bank. But that was the intent.
I realize that back then we didn't have the electric that we have now. We didn't have the ground source that we have now.
Well,
Different sources.
Everything changes.
And that's what, I'm just saying that my objection to this is that we're using this as a piggy bank when not everybody, before everybody was using natural gas.
You know, the ground source, it's going to be hard to beat that. The electric's back up. If something happens and they don't get subsidized for these windmills and whatever, you're going to see electricity that's unreal, the price of it.
But we don't know that right now.
Well, we don't. And they're discovering natural gas that I think that price is going to stay constant, or maybe even lower for a long time, but
I just see it as a chance to streamline city government.
Outsource everything. That's really working for the federal government, isn't it?
That's because they haven't done enough outsourcing.
And everything going to Mexico, to another country. I'm ready to make a motion that we purchase a trash truck.
Is there a second to that motion?
I'll second it.
Call for a question. Councilman Brennan?
Yes.
Frederick?
No.
Frohart?
No.
Hanson?
Yes.
Johnston?
Yes.
Motion carried.